Asya Sarvadharmastarupine Avatar Varishtaya Ramakrishnaya Te Namaha.
Maharaj,
Animesh,
our first question. Uh,
what I think,
yes.
suppose all of them they put on their what's called the uh, video, then I can
Mhm.
see them
Yes.
and then
Uh,
fill.
please,
Another,
if you can please turn on your video, that will be great.
I can see them with whom I am talking,
Sure.
and then the mic should be mute. That's
Yes. Keep your microphone muted unless you are talking.
Oh.
Uh,
Mhm.
okay.
okay. Maharaj, our first
Ah,
question from for today's session from Shipra Pal.
mm.
She is asking, she is quoting from a Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and her question is, it's kind of a statement. He wants you to expound on that. It is the primordial power that has become the universe and its living beings and the 24 cosmic principles. It is a case of involution and evolution. So she specifically want to know the what is the meaning of that last sentence. It is a case of involution and evolution.
Involution and evolution. So now, from the 2 points of view, we have to look at it. There's about the creation, and from the Advaita Vedantic point of view, there is no creation. There is a projection, and we are projecting our mind on something and imagining that. So the Advaita Vedanti, they will always say, the Vedanta means, for your knowledge, those who don't know, Vedanta means three things. One is the Dvaita Vedanta, Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, and Advaita Vedanta. Advaita Vedanta, mainly propounded by Shankaracharya, he says it is all that we are imagining and throwing on the consciousness, which is Brahman, and imagining this whole world as we do in our dream. The dream also, we see people, we talk to them, act with them, all those things, but it is not that way true. But when we are dreaming, it is true at the time. Similarly, and the Jagrata Avastha, when we are awake, whatever we are saying, doing, everything is nothing but like the dream and not true, but temporary. So this is Advaitic point of view. But when it is said that the primordial energy is creating, it comes to the Dvaitic point of view, and the creation, where from it comes the creation, it was already there before. So it is projected. So the question that the 24 cosmic principles, you know that, and the 24 cosmic principles, that is the philosophy, Sankhya philosophy, they say that is the 24 cosmic, this thing, all that has come from that supreme Brahman, and it has been projected over here in this world and manifested in that way. And when it is coming out, as if coming out like a movie, the movie, something is projecting on the screen. And it was there in the reel. The moment the reel start moving and the light is throwing on that, it goes and shows on the screen. And we see not the screen, but the movement. Similarly, on the consciousness, which is there still, never moves, eternal, on that it is that primal energy throwing everything. So that is the way they try to explain the creation. Swami Vivekananda said it is projection. The better to use the word projection, because it was before and it will be afterwards also. The same thing. Will you believe when you, according to Swami Vivekananda, this moment we are sitting like this, talking to each other through Zoom, but that is also, it was done long before some time. Same thing is repeating, and maybe after again in some time it will be repeated like this. So in this way, it is projection. So when it says evolution, it was there, it manifested, it was just stayed for a few years. Comparing with the sun, we are all very, very temporary. But sun is also, the sun, it has been noticed by Sri Ramachandra, then Bhagavan Krishna, then today also we are seeing the same sun. So comparing with the sun, we are very, very limited and temporary, but the sun is also going to end up sometime. So obviously, that comparing is called evolution. It is manifested, but then where it will go back? The whole creation will go back. Where? It says involution, it goes back to, as when the movie is over, where it goes back, all those things, it goes back to the same, the film that is there. So now we have to understand, as if it is a movie, it is already recorded in a film, and it is projected, and again when it is stopped, it goes back to those films. So involution and evolution, these are the two meanings. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. So the next question from Shomav Ghosh. The original question came in Bengali, so I'll first read the Bengali question and then I'll translate. সৌমভ ঘোষ লিখছেন যে কথামৃতে এক জায়গায় আছে এক ব্যক্তি খুর দিয়ে নিজের শরীর ত্যাগ করছে। মাস্টারমশাই লিখেছেন যে মুক্ত পুরুষের শরীর ত্যাগ নাকি আত্মহত্যা। সেই ব্যক্তি মুক্ত পুরুষ অর্থাৎ সে ব্রহ্ম জ্ঞান লাভ করেছে। এইখানটা কিছুতেই আমার বোধগম্য হচ্ছে না। আমার প্রশ্ন হলো মহারাজ, যে তাকে কেন বাধ্য হয়ে নিজের শরীর ত্যাগ করতে হলো? প্রকৃতির নিয়ম অনুযায়ী সে কেন নিজের দেহত্যাগ করলো না? ইহা কি শাস্ত্র অনুযায়ী নিষেধ কার্যের মধ্যে ইনক্লুডেড নয়? So the translation is, in Kathamrita, there is a description of a liberated person who took his own life with a barber's blade. Master Mahashaya, the recorder of the gospel, says, willfully killing of his own body by a liberated person is equal to committing suicide. So now Shomab's question is, a liberated person who attained Brahmajnana, why should he need to commit suicide? Why can't he leave the body by natural death? Is it not considered as a forbidden act by our scriptures?
That's a good question, but the thing is, are you sure, Shomab,
Yes.
Shomab, are you sure that there is a correct quotation there you have quoted?
Yeah, I asked him to provide the reference in which chapter where I didn't hear back, Maharaj. So.
Yeah, that is, there may be an Atmahotya Noy. That should be there, because it's not committing the suicide. First thing, Atma cannot be killed. So Atmahotya, when we talk about that, we destroy this body only. Otherwise, the Atma, which is the spirit or the self, cannot be destroyed, cannot be killed. But anyway, we, by using the word Atmahotya, we mean that actually killing the body. So what happens after the realization? Some people think, why should I leave? Because the purpose is over. As after reaching a particular destination, we throw the piece of paper where we wrote the address and maybe jotted down some map. Now that is not necessary now. I am supposed to reach that particular destination. I have reached the destination. Sometimes we throw that map also, that address. Similarly, after the realization of God, those people sometimes they give up. Why? If the body become old, we need some people to serve us, to attend to us. And why should I have to take the services of the others? So they give up the body in that way. And sometimes the body is the sick body and suffering. Those who have read the biography of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, you must be knowing that his guru, Vedantic guru, Totapuri ji, certainly one day he developed the stomach pain, and he tried to take out the mind from the body. Usually the yogis they do that, but he could not do that. Then ultimately he decided to commit suicide, and he went to the Ganga. But it was a miracle by Ma Kali, as he was not accepting the Mother Kali, the power. So there was no water at all. Whole Ganga was only knee-deep water. So he had to shout, Kya Devi Maya. So what is this Maya? I can't even die here. In the Ganga, there is no water at all. Why he went? Because the purpose was served. When I have already used this dress, now it has become old and torn out. I need not to keep the dress, I throw. Similarly, in the Bhagavad Gita also it says, the same simile they give, this body is like the old used garment, and sometimes we throw it. Swami Vivekananda also used the same words. It may be that I will throw this body out as the used garment, etc., etc. So it is not committing the suicide, but giving up the body so that he is free from taking the help from others. I am not going to take the help from others. That is the idea. The purpose is to reach to the ultimate, which is the source of happiness. Anandam. Anandeva kalu imani bhutani jayante. From the Ananda, from the source of joy, from the source of happiness, all this being has born. So in our life, when you look at, we see that right from our childhood, we are searching for Ananda. But we can't understand where we will get the Ananda. So we are always directed by some people that if you study, become a doctor, an engineer, and some established person, then the society, you will get happiness. We pursue on that again after reaching there. Well, no, it is not also that where I will find. So we die unhappy, even being successful in many cases in the society life. A person can get the ananda that when he goes back to the source, and that is his real nature. Where you will find it? By closing or stopping using his five organs, chakshu, karna, nashika, jiva, and tak. The eye, the tongue, the nose, they are going on eating, collecting food from outside, giving it to the mind, and mind is becoming mad with all those. So they stop taking those. That's why they close their eyes. The meditation posture always closing the eyes. What does it mean? Mean that they are not hearing anything except the words of God. They are not seeing anything except the pure the pictures of God, not tasting anything except the prasada, like that. So by that way, they are purifying their mind and going back to the source. And moment they go over there, they are so happy. They don't bother about leaving. Now, as an example, when we sleep, we forget our body. And in the dream, if we see a very good dream, where you are a king, everybody is praising you, you are enjoying, you are in the happiness without the body. You are enjoying, you are happy without the body. It happens. Similarly, it proves that without the body, we can get happiness, joy. Extreme happiness happens, each and every one of us experience every time. And Vedantin, they give the example, the oft-quoted example is this. When you go to another stage, not in dream, even in the sleep, when you go dreamless sleep condition, you come back and always everyone report, oh, I was having so much peace at that time. I had a wonderful sleep today, and no disturbances, no dream even. That means when we are not having the body, not having the mind, we can go back to that happy state. The Brahmagyanis, after the realization of the God, they go back to that stage. They don't bother about the body. You will wonder, nowadays they have stopped, I think, by rule in the government. Previously, the monks used to practice austerity in the upper region of the Himalaya. When they used to become sick and old, so they used to go down. There is a water body called Nil Dhara. The water looks like the green water. They used to go and sit down over there, keeping a heavy stone on their lap so that the body should not float. And they used to wait for the death to come up to the what's called neck. The water used to be. They will be breathing and meditating till they die over there. So that is not. You cannot say that they are actually committing suicide. This is a different type of mentality, not for mostly people they commit suicide when they are sorry. They could not be successful somewhere, they commit suicide. But here, happily, they give up the body because body is no more necessary to reach to the happiness. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. I think Brahma Rai has a follow-up question. Can you please unmute and ask the question to Maharaj?
Maharaj, Pranam Maharaj.
Hmm.
Maharaj, শ্রীম মহেন্দ্রনাথ গুপ্ত উনি সুইসাইড করতে গিয়েছিলেন এবং উনি শেষ পর্যন্ত হি ওয়াজ আ ইন্টেলেকচুয়াল পারসন দ্যাট টাইম ভেরি হাই সোসাইটি বাট রামকৃষ্ণ পরমহংসদেব ওনার কোন মানে কোন জায়গাতে হি ওয়াজ নট হ্যাপি ইন হিজ লাইফ but Paramahansadev changed his life, which মানে কি কোশ্চেনটা হচ্ছে যে কোন জায়গায় উনি মানে মাস্টারমশাইকে ওই এত সম্মান এত মানে ইয়ে পাওয়ার পর উনি আনহ্যাপি ছিলেন, কিন্তু ঠাকুর ওনাকে সেই জায়গা থেকে এত পাওয়ার পরও উনি কোন জায়গাটা আনহ্যাপি ছিলেন যেখানে ঠাকুর ওনাকে স্পর্শ করে ওনাকে ওই জীবন থেকে মুক্তি দিয়েছিলেন?
তুমি ওই একটা হিন্দিতে সিরিয়াল ছিল, আমি নামটা শুনে, সাস ভি কবু বহু থি, এরকম একটা কিছু না, শুনেছ? ওই কাণ্ড, ওই যে মাস্টারমশাই জীবনে ওই সাস আর বহু নিয়ে গোলমালটা। তো এখন হি ওয়াজ এ ভেরি devoted son of his mother and at the same time responsible husband. But his wife and his mother, they were not coming in any term. Constantly there was a problem. Then the Master Moshe perhaps thought, I don't know, he never mentioned, we can imagine, perhaps thought, the mother wants me and my wife wants me. And because of me, they're constantly fighting. They suppose I am no more, then there'll be no problem. He thought in a very wrong way of thinking, though. But he was thinking, I cannot say no to my mother. And at the same time, I have my responsibility to my wife. I am married. At the time of marriage, I have given the word that till my last day, I will protect her. I will be with her. I cannot go back to those words. And obviously, as a dedicated husband, I have to perform my Swadharma. And at the same time, as a son, I have to practice my Swadharma. In between, what I can do? Well, suppose I am no more, then there'll be no bone of contention, there'll be no problem for them. So let me come. So that was the idea. What Sri Ramakrishna, he never talked about that. He never disclosed that. But he had a very previous life. He was highly spiritual. So he went, saw Sri Ramakrishna, immediately everything went away from his mind. He never thought of second time to commit suicide. Rather, he started thinking, I must come back again and again to this holy person and listen to him. He is just like the Shukadeva, and he whatever he is saying is like the Bhagavata. I must come and listen to it. And Master, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna commented, seeing him, you were in the group of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was almost like 400 years before Sri Ramakrishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I saw you there in his group. And I was thinking, if you are not married, free from responsibility, you could be of some use to spread the dharma. But anyway, it is okay. You will be. So that is the Sri Ramakrishna gave him, as in Hindi, as they call maksad, as a goal to live. And what is that? He wanted to become monk. But Sri Ramakrishna said, no, continue as a teacher. But when you are teaching, give the students high moral values so that they, when they grow up, they become real good people. And that exactly what he did all through his life. He got a goal in his life. As a teacher, he was completely transformed as a missionary. The teacher as a missionary, not only giving some of the subjects and that idea. No, he used to go and tell them about the high life. Many of his students became monk. So afterwards, that people, they used to call him Chele Dhara Master. That means as if he used to catch a person and then transform him and converted him as a monk. So they naturally, parents never liked it. So they used to call at his back, Chile Dhara Master. This is exactly what Master Mashay life happened. But he forgot after that. After meeting Sri Ramakrishna, there was nothing. He knew how to live in the world. There will be conflict. There will be different type of opinions. But I have to live and live till I reach to the goal, which is the happiness, or you can say God realization. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pranam
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
So the next question from Srikant Namuduri. He has a couple of questions. The first question is, what is a healthy way to deal with anger, painful feelings, and memories? The mind keeps going back to them.
Yeah, let me answer this. Then it will be easy. You know, second is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Particularly the painful feeling. It comes, it hurts the ego. Why we feel pain? Because the ego is, and that is the, if you notice, if you even scold a child, he'll go on crying, but after 5 minutes, over, he'll forget. And the person who is scolding, he will go running after him and all that. Why? There is no ego. But we cannot forget. Something happened, somebody said something, and it hurts our ego. And that's why it is so painful. And it goes on hurting. Now, the easy way to think in this way, suppose I am feeling sad, I am all the time, can't sleep in the night because of this anxiety and insult. But who is suffering actually? Me. I am suffering. The person who has insulted me, he has forgotten because that is his habit. He is going on insulting many people. So if you go and say, hey, you insulted me, you say, did I? Maybe, because whoever comes before me, I insult. So that is his habit. Forget about that. First thing, I have to think, I should be happy. So why should I think about that? And going on harping that particular thing. Better let me see whether that person or many other people, they appreciated me or not. Many are there who loves me, appreciate me. Maybe one or two, they are not. Thirdly, remember that there is not a single person in this world who are not criticized. They're all everywhere. They'll be Lord Buddha. He was criticized by many people. They wanted to kill him even. Our Jesus Christ was killed by the people for whom he wanted to tell that love is the best thing. They killed him and they criticized him. Until now, there is another group of people criticizing Jesus. Swami Vivekananda, he came all the way from India to speak for India. Some of the Indians, they were unhappy souls, they criticized Vivekananda. And still people are there who will be criticizing Vivekananda. So if these type of personalities are also criticized by people, it is there. Let that then be there. And you can face this in the way of Swami Vivekananda when someone told, Swamiji, why you are not reacting? These people are going on writing against you and speaking against you. Then he said, did you notice? I am such a personality. Either you should have to praise me or criticize me, but you cannot ignore me. So that is a wonderful way. He said, I am such a great personality that people, they are talking about me. So that is that. And suppose you are a boss in an office, maybe many people they're reporting to you. Know it for sure, they will criticize. Because it is always, when you think about you, you are criticizing your boss. Think about the other people, they will do that. That is natural. Children, even, they criticize the father. Why the father is doing like that? They because of the father they are there, but these fellows they will all. So don't take it so seriously. It is like that. In my life, I had an experience when I was a brahmachari. Me and the senior brahmachari, we accompanied one Swami to the Bombay, and we were in Advaita Ashram. We used to take books to sell in different occasions. It was national book festival. So we went over there with the books in Bombay, and the Swami, to save some money, he told right from the that Bombay BT, that railway station, and that it is not very far. We can walk. And from the morning, we are not taking any exercise. It is better. This we can walk. And then and in the stall, whole day you are sitting. The people are coming, you are talking about the book and selling and all that. But otherwise, you are just sitting. So let us walk. We two, brahmachari, in one room, in two beds, and Swami in the other room, another room. We used to criticize why he should not provide we could go and then like this, like that. Next year, that senior brahmachari, he became monk, and he got the opportunity to lead the book fair in Delhi. This time I noticed myself, another junior of me, we are criticizing this Swami. Previously, he was my partner. And this time, another brahmachari, and why he is taking like decision like this. We could sell more books like this way, that way. Third year, it came to me to organize Calcutta Book Fair. And I wrote down the whole program that this will I should do. So the monks and the brahmacharis should not have any problem. And usually, the Calcutta Book Fair is a little away from our ashrama. So I booked a car. So any time, and there was no proper latrine. So the brahmacharis, monks, whenever they like to, they can come, maybe a little expensive, but I booked a car for them. One day at the noon time, and there was this, even in that space, I made a small the place where I kept some coffee, tea, snacks. So whenever they like, they can take it. What their betterment. And I was selling book with one the loan a customer came, and I could hear they are criticizing me. Look at this fellow. He is spending so much of money. Otherwise, we could save some money for the asrama. What is necessary to keep a car? I kept fought them. So it is obvious when you are the leader, you will be criticized by your followers. Not that they don't love you. They love you, but this is the nature. So don't worry about that. And if you continue, it will harm not only your mind, but our body also. So forget about it and say, oh, I am someone. They cannot ignore me. So they are either praising or criticizing. And just brush aside. And second question.
Thank you, Maharaj. So the next question is, why did Ma Sharadamani Devi not heal the mental illness of Radhu's mother? It could have saved her a lot of time and energy. And did she not want to intervene in nature?
That is, all these things only to teach us. When the avatar comes, this Radhu's mother and all people around, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharada, Swami Vivekananda, do you think they're ordinary people? No. They were also very high souls. They were gods and goddesses, but they came down to play the different role. If there is a problem in our home, that we lose our mental balance. Oh, this is the. Sometimes I have seen a sister. She was married, but unfortunately lost a husband. She came back and staying with the brother's family, and constantly people will be talking about her. What even a person is living in the house, how much she is using food, and nothing is there. But as if her presence is creating a lot of problems. This is constantly, and when we were growing up, the brother and sister, we were so in good relation, the brother and sister. But when we grow up, ego grows up, and then other people also join as the relatives. So all this complication comes. But we cannot tolerate that. Look at the mother's life. She had nothing. Mother could say, put her somewhere else. They could. But mother allowed her to stay with her, taking care of her baby, the Rabi, and she is going on criticizing, sometimes beating the mother in person. So many things she did, but mother went on living with her without murmuring. That is the teaching for us. When you are in the world, different situation, but keep your mind always calm and tranquil. Whoever there around you, someday they all will go away. Everything will be in your favor if you are serving them, thinking about them, praying for them, and then at the end of your life, you will get the benefit and you will get the blessings of the God. And you will be in great joy, happiness at the end of your life. So that is exactly what the mother is. She could change the mind of the Radha's Ma and could cure her. Things could be different, but no. All these things are going on. When Lord Brahma created, and then he mixed up little more tama, and then he was afraid. Oh my God, so many people are bad. What? How? I cannot handle them. So he went to, this is in Bhagavata, he went to the creator and he said, sir, I think I made a mess. I used a little more tama to see the reaction, and the reaction is terrible. So many people are bad and I cannot control them. Then the God said, no, actually I worked through you. I wanted this to show to the world and for the next people, those who will be coming. Don't worry, I am going over there to teach them how to live, and I'll be going in the form of Sri Krishna. Brahma disclosed this truth to all the gods and goddesses. You like to get the company of the Supreme Lord? Here you cannot get that. But if you go and live around and help him in his the divine play, he will get the constant company of the God. So all those gods and goddesses, they came in the Brindavan, they became the Gopa and the Gopi. Even the cows also, they came in contact with the Lord. So cows, all the animals, everyone eagerly they came to get the company closeness of the God. So when the avatar comes, all around people whom we see, like the Mathur Babu, like the drunkard, and all they are coming. Do you think they're all suddenly coming? Not all in the play, all in the game, so that we learn from. So this is also like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. So the
Third
next,
one.
next question is, when people around you are too worldly or do not understand spirituality, is it okay to not share your goals with anyone and quietly do your practices?
Yes, yes, of course. In Bengali, Thakur and Mother both say, "Jar sange jamon, tar sange temon." You should behave with a person according to his or her condition. Jokhon jamon, tokhon temon. In a place, you must behave accordingly when there in that situation where you are, accordingly you should behave. যখন যেমন তখন তেমন যাকে যেমন তাকে তেমন এবং you have to have the behavior with a particular person in a particular way. Then otherwise unnecessary disturbances come. So যখন যেমন তখন তেমন, like that. Now is this selfishness? No, this is adjustment. There was a young boy, only son of a very rich person, and the gentleman came and used to. I was in Advaita ashram. We were brahmacharis, young novices. I overheard that he is telling to our senior Swamiji, "My son, the only son, he is not going to the college. I put him into the medical college, and he is not going to the college nowadays." That boy used to come along with his father to our ashrama. He was almost like our friend. Then I told the manager, Mother Swami, Senior Swami, what has happened to him? He is like our friend. Can he come here? Then we can talk to him. Then one day he came. I took him to our roof. We all juniors, brahmacharis. Hey, what happened to you? Why you are not attending the classes? He said, whenever I go to the classes, my friends take me and they will force me to sit by the side of a girl or the girl students. They force me to sit with them, and I don't like that. I don't like to look at the girls because Thakur told. That's why I told, oh my God, you are making a great mistake. The Thakur told, "Jokhon jamon tokhon temon." According to the situation, you should behave like that. Now you are a medical student, and naturally those discussions will be there between among the doctor students. Don't show this thing to them. They won't understand it, and they will take it as your weakness, and they will make fun of it. Go and sit by the side of a girl. What is there? Then the girls will not come to you. By that way, you should behave in such a way. They'll say, "Oh my God!" So they will avoid you, and you can save yourself. So you have to be practical. Suppose you go, evening you take the God's name, but you have to go and attend a marriage ceremony. After reaching over there, if you say, "Oh, give me a corner, I like to complete my japa," then they will make fun of you. You should know. In the marriage ceremony, you are singing, dancing, having some fun. That is natural. So this is the way you have to understand and live around you, those people, if they don't like to listen, don't try to give them. Rather pray for them. Oh Lord, please help them so they should also understand that this is a very good way life, so that they also get the blessings of God. Pray for them, that will be sufficient. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Our next question from Neela Chako. She's asking to explain one sloka from Bhagavad Gita from chapter 9, verse number 22. The sloka is Ananyaschintanto ma ye ana parjupashate Teshang nittaviyuktanang yogokshemo baham. The translation is there are those who always think of me and engage in exclusive devotion to me, to them whose mind are always absorbed in me. I provide them what they lack and preserve what they already possesses. So now her question is, how do we keep our mind always absorbed in God and completely surrender to him or her? Does this mean that the person whose mind is always absorbed in God will never feel grief or loss in life again? And if so, what happens when what happens to their remaining prarabdha or sanchita karma?
That is the first thing that you are asking. How do we keep our minds always absorbed in God? A very simple way, by going on repeating the mantra. If you have accepted the mantra, you have received the mantra diksha is only for that. You have to go on constantly repeating the name of God. And name of God and the God are inseparable. They are the same. And the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself say, the name of God and the God himself are the same. So when you are repeating the name of God, in the Bhagavad it says, if casually or just to make fun, if you repeat the name of God, then also you will get the blessings of God. And when sincerely you are going on taking the name of God, you can imagine what happens actually. God and God's creation. And God creation, everything this world. And who created? God. Now, if you like the creation, then you lose God. God says, okay, enjoy. But if you like the God, then you go to God and you get everything. But that is the reason. First question, how to remember God all through? Constantly thinking about God. And maybe sometimes, as Ma Sharadamani Devi used to do, after the passing away of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, some of the places where Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna never visited, when she went over there, when no one is around, she used to take out a photo of Thakur from her own bag and used to show Sri Ramakrishna that photo. Look at this, the beautiful scenery, the beautiful river, thinking that Thakur is enjoying that scenery also. When you are going to eat, remember God, God, very tasty, nice food. I like to offer it to you. Mentally, you're closing your eyes, mentally you're offering the food to God, and then you take food. When you are visiting, when you are doing every time, if you are going on thinking about God, anannas chintayanto ma, you are constantly thinking of God. Chinta. The chinta means the thought. In the thought, major time you are thinking about God. When you are working, you are putting your whole mind over there in the work. The moment the work is over, again you should come back to that. So that was a separate thing. But my major love, my most love and attention to God only. If you can practice it, you will get wonderful happiness. Why? You are not disturbed by the external thing. And God is real. It's not imaginary. So obviously, when you are in the company of God, God will save you in every aspect. Yoga Shema Bahamyaham. What is yoga? Thing that I have not received, He will give that to me. Shema, the thing that I am having, possessing, no one will be able to take it out from me. He will protect it. The Indian life insurance, they have given this. Yoga Kshema Bahamya. You keep money and then I will give you protection. But yoga means anything that you want, the Lord will provide that to you. And anything that you have already having, He will protect you. Why? Because you are depending on God. Like a baby on the mother's lap, it cannot go out like his or her elder brothers and sisters. They go and touch these and grab these and that. The baby is sitting on the mother's lap. Mother will bring the food and the water and the clothing, all best thing for the baby, because baby is depending on the mother. So we have to psychologically depending on the mother. Imagine that you are sitting like a baby on the lap of the mother, and the mother is holding you and giving everything to you. And how that is possible? Only imagination. And Swami Turiyanandaji Maharaj said, today's imagination, tomorrow's realization. It is not just a funny thought that we are thinking. It is true. God is there. This moment I cannot see, I cannot touch, but God is there. How can I reach to God? Just by taking the name of God that has been given by your Guru. Go on repeating that. Just go on repeating. It don't take much time. So many thoughts are constantly crossing your mind. While you are driving, while you are doing this, that, every time you can take the name of God. A time will come when ajapa, when you are not trying to do, but it is happening. That means you are in the holy company of God, and everything that you pray will come to true. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. So there's a second part. I think you already addressed that. So it's saying that if it is already absorbed in God, will we never feel grief or loss of life, and how that will do with our prarabdha karma.
The prarabdha. Prarabdha karma will be there. Prarabdha karma means that even after God realization also, suppose you were supposed to meet an accident and break your leg, it will happen. That is also there. The prarabdha karma that you have. But the pain and the agony, that won't be there. Okay, it's nothing. It will be cured. So that mentality will also come. You won't suffer as because you are depending on God, but whatever you have already done before. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, this is the general thing, the prarabdha karma will be there, but Sri Ramakrishna said, intensity will be less. Mother Sharada also said that suppose you were supposed to be amputed, instead you will get a prick of a nail or something in your, that much pain will be there, little bit, but the intensity will be very, very less, because the God is the giver of all this. Naturally, He can reduce it. As in America, the president will pardon himself. So like that, they will pardon ourselves. Like that.
Swamiji, does that mean this is the same thing that Swami Vivekananda wrote in the Khandana Bhava, where he said Goshpada Vari Jathai?
Yes.
Okay.
Goshpada Bari Jata. When the cows are walking, they leave some marks, and sometimes they'll be full of water. And for the ants, it is a huge water. For the ants, little tiny little thing. But for the human being, it's nothing. But this whole world will be like that, insignificant for you, because you don't need the world. And what is world? Appreciation and criticism. So this goes again and again. You don't bother about whether people are appreciating or criticizing you, because you are always in joy inside. And that's why they say you become like a child. Child is there, enjoying everything, but not attached in anything. So one will be there, enjoying everything, sometimes the bitterness, suffering, but not attached to anything. So that won't be too long for the baby, for the child. So go on taking the holy name of God. That is the only way. Japat Siddhi, Japat Siddhi, Japat Siddhi. Ma Saradamani Devi said. And in the Bhagavad Gita, so many yajnas are there. Bhagavan Krishna has given the list of yajnas. Drabya yajna, these three. But he said, all these yajnas, I am the Japa Yajna. Yajnanam Japa Yajnoshmi. I am the Japa Yajna. Japa means the taking the name of Lord. If we are constantly taking the name of Lord, God, I am with him. Okay then.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Maharaj, the next question is from Shantu Mandal on this topic, apratigraha and aparigraha. For example, should we take free foods at office or free items from shop or free gifts from friends or relatives? Also, please give more examples regarding the same, as it is very confusing in many situations.
Aparigraha means the thing that you need, you can take, accept. And when it is not necessary, excess thing, that you need not to accept that much. Aparigraha doesn't mean that you should not. But suppose Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, when you are going to purchase something, if there is some option that if you purchase 2, they will give you 3, you should accept the 3. Jadi, if they are giving that option, you are not asking, but and after that you can give it to somebody else. But if you are not accepting from the shopkeeper, then the shopkeeper won't give it to others also. You think, oh, the people don't need it. No, not like that. Main thing, in the aparigraha, whatever I want, and now for us, people, they like to give something. They feel satisfaction. But one person, how many sweaters I can wear? But they will give 4 or 5 sweaters, and this thing, that thing, they love. After accepting, if I don't accept, then they feel bad, naturally. So I am accepting it, keeping it with me, then with a prayer, and giving it to somebody else, which will be useful for that person. I am accepting, praying for that the donor, and then giving it to someone else. It always happens like that. Aparigraha means do not accept those things which are not necessary for you. That is called aparigraha. And in the offices and others, there are, if you go to, I saw that in the, what's called Chase Bank, I went, there's a beautiful paints are there, lot of paints, here, there, everywhere. If you are picking up one to sign, you can take that thing. But if you take the whole lot, one should not do that. Why? You have used the pen and you have touched it, you should not put it back. So here in this country, it's a rich country, they think that you have already touched it. The next man, if he is touching that, suppose some thing happened, your skin disease and all, the better you have picked it up, you have signed it, used it, take it, carry it with you. You don't mind, and that is natural. But as because there are so many and very colorful, so then one person, mother was scolding the child, why you have brought this pencil from your school, from his friend. He said, I was not having the pencil. He was having a pencil by my side. So I took his pencil and then I have brought it. Then the father told, you should not bring from your school. So much I am bringing from my office. Can't you use that? That means the father is bringing from his office anything that is free. And that is not correct. You should not. The aparigraha, if it is given to you, even if you don't need it, but the person is genuine to offer it to you, without hurting that person, you should accept it, thank him or her, then utilize that in a proper purpose. First thing. Second, if there is an option that you to choose, don't accept it, because I don't need it. What I am going to do with this? It's not necessary. That is called aparigraha. Whatever I need, that is sufficient. That is the way. And sometimes some people, they'll be going, of course, in this country, it is necessary. So many and the shoes will be there, different pairs of shoes. In our country, the one pair is sufficient, maybe one the sandal and another is shoe. Here, so many varieties of shoes are necessary. Sometimes walking, sometimes snow, sometimes rainy season. So it is okay. But maximum, what I'm going to do with that? If it is excess, we can give it to the shops are there. We can give to them for the poor people. Same way the warm clothing. If we are purchasing, give it to them. And if you can afford, purchase from the new for you, and then give it to the poor. These are also the part of opulence. Thank you.
Thank you. So they have the last question from Deepak Dashgupta. He's asking, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. Is it the same with Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, and Maya? He's a little bit confused whether these two are correct. And then
Maya means the sum total of all ahamkara. Ahamkara is the only individual Maya that is called ahamkara. Maya is also covering the sight and giving us the wrong information. Ahamkara also cover our mind and right, and then gives the wrong information. And it is said the Ishvara and the Jiva, Ishvara, who is the creator, and the individual self, the human being particularly, what is the difference between them? Very nicely in Vedanta we find Maya Upohita Chaitanya equal to Ishvara. And what is the Jiva, individual self, soul? Ahamkara Upohita Chaitanya equal to Jiva. Upohita means covered. Now the Chaitanya, the consciousness is there present, but when it is covered by the sum total of Ahamkara, which is called Maya, that is Ishvara. And he is creating with the power of Maya. And we are also creating with the power of Ahamkara. And that tiny little Ahamkara of the Maya, that is covering the Chaitanya, the consciousness. Then how a Jiva can become Ishvara? It just remove the Maya, just remove the Ahamkara. Then Ishvara and Jiva both are the consciousness. So that much. The Ishvara covered by Maya, Jiva covered by Ahamkara. Remove these two. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, Ami mole kuchive janja. The moment the ego has gone away, then what remains? Consciousness only remains. And Ishvara is also nothing but the consciousness. So here we have this Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, and Ahamkara. This is for the individual self. It is not Maya. Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ishvara is not having. It is only Jiva is having. The Mana, Buddhi, and Chitta, these are the three different, we can say, the apartment that functions for us. And with the power of Ahamkara. Ahamkara means I sense. Where from the I sense come? I that comes because of the reflection of the consciousness on my intellect. Buddhi. The reflection is coming. I give the example. When we were children, we used to play with the mirror pieces. And the mirror pieces, when you are reflecting the sunlight, it is so powerful. From the distance, you can use that mirror piece and direct that sunlight to a dark place and it becomes lighted. And if you are directing that sunlight on a piece of paper, it can burn. All the power of the sun is there in that reflection. I have noticed in the villages, they used to put the bucket full of water outside so that the sunlight, it used to become warm. In the winter time, the warm water, but by the sunlight. So, if the reflection can do all these, what about the original? So my mind, which is getting the reflection of the consciousness, and that reflection is making me a scientist, a doctor, and so many things just because of the reflection. And think of that particular, the whole consciousness, if I can go back there. The journey towards God means journey towards this consciousness. When we are following the path of jnana, they say consciousness or chaitanya. When we are following the path of duality, bhakti, we call God. When we are following the path of dhyana, yogi, they call Atma. That difference. Only terminological differences. Brahman, Atma, Bhagavan. But the goal is the same. Path is different. Thank you, friends. And I think we should say
Thank you,
good night
Maharaj.
to each
We'll
other.
do the Santi mantra and we'll end here.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.